Hello and welcome. I'm a hotel AI expert, and I'm very pleased to welcome all students of Europe Hotel School to your online learning journey. As you step into the world of hospitality, you're entering an industry that is being completely transformed by technology. Today, we're going to dive into one of the biggest game changers out there, the rise of the AI-powered digital concierge. So, let's get right into it.
Okay, so picture this. You've just gotten off a long flight, you're tired, and then your phone buzzes with a message just like this one. It's personal, right? It's helpful, and it's instant. But here's the amazing part. That message wasn't sent by a person. That is the new standard of guest communication, all powered by AI. And believe me, this is exactly the kind of seamless experience modern travelers are not just hoping for, but starting to demand.
You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. You call the front desk, and you're stuck on hold forever because they are just completely swamped. Well, the new way flips that whole experience on its head. Now, it's all about giving the guests the power, giving them immediate access right there on their own phone. And let me be clear, this isn't just some small convenience. It's a fundamental shift in the entire relationship between a hotel and its guests.
All right, so let's really get into this. What we're talking about here is the rise of the digital concierge. This is the tech that has completely transformed guest service from that old reactive, wait-and-see model to something proactive, something that's right here, right now. For you as the future leaders of this industry, understanding this tool, well, it's not optional anymore. It's absolutely essential.
So, you're probably wondering, how does all this actually work? I mean, it can feel a bit like magic, can't it? But trust me, behind every single one of these seamless interactions, there's a really sophisticated but also surprisingly accessible technology stack. So in this next part, we're going to pull back the curtain and really look at the core components that make these intelligent conversations possible.
And that really brings us to the key question, doesn't it? When a guest texts something casual like, "Hey, any chance I can sleep in a bit tomorrow?" How on earth does a machine understand the nuance in that? What's the real engine driving this digital concierge? Let's break it all down.
Okay, so a really smart, effective hotel chatbot is basically built on 4 key pillars. You can think of it like a recipe. First, it's got to understand us, human language. Second, it needs to know who the guest is, so it needs access to data. Third, it has to get smarter over time by learning from every conversation. And finally, it needs to be everywhere the guest is. So let's take a look at each one of these.
So first up, we've got something called natural language processing, or NLP for short. The easiest way to think about it is like a translator. It's the bridge between our everyday human language and the ones and zeros that a computer understands. It's because of NLP that a bot doesn't need a stiff, formal command like request, late checkout. It gets what we mean when we just ask naturally. This is what turns a simple machine into a real conversational partner.
All right, next up is CRM integration. Now this is where the real magic happens. This is how the service becomes truly personal. See, a chatbot on its own is, well, it's pretty generic. But when you connect it to your hotel's customer relationship management system, the CRM, suddenly it knows your guest. It knows their loyalty status, their past stays, their preferences. This is what allows the bot to say, "Hey, welcome back. Should I get those extra firm pillows you like sent to the room?" And that's the key takeaway here. When you use technology the right way, it can actually make hospitality feel more human, not less.
Okay, so we've got a handle on the how. We know the technology. But now let's talk about the why. What's the real-world operational impact? Why is this such a critical investment for hotels? Well, it all boils down to 2 things: creating a much smarter, more efficient operation for the hotel, and a way better experience for the guest. It really is a true win-win. Let's think about the front desk for a minute. What's the one question we know they get asked over and over and over again all day long? What time is breakfast? Right? It's a constant, repetitive question that just eats up so much valuable staff time. But with a digital concierge, boom, that answer is delivered instantly, anytime, day or night. And that one simple interaction frees up a human team member to handle something more complex, a real guest issue that requires a human touch. That's an immediate, significant win for efficiency.
And what about this one? Where's the gym? Yep, another super simple, factual question that gets asked a million times a day.
A bot can field these questions all day long without breaking a sweat. And that, right there, is the core value.
The technology handles the routine, the repetitive stuff, which frees up your incredible human staff to deliver on those moments that truly require empathy, problem solving, and a personal touch. That's the real art of hospitality, isn't it?
So let's just quickly summarize the key operational benefits you'll see. First, you're offering genuine 24/7 guest support. It doesn't matter what time it is or who's on shift. Second, you get to eliminate what I call FAQ fatigue for your staff. This is huge for morale and lets them focus on more meaningful work. And third, and this one's really smart, you create opportunities for subtle, personalized upsells. Think about offering a suite upgrade to a family that just checked in. It feels helpful, not like a hard sell. Okay, so what are the actual companies and platforms making all of this happen? As you all head out into the industry, you're going to be working with these specific tools of the trade, so it's really important to know who the key players are.
You're going to come across names like Google Dialogflow. They're a big leader in building the brains of the conversation. Then there's Microsoft's Bot Framework, which is a really powerful tool for big enterprise-level hotels. And of course, you've got specialists right in our industry, like Zingle, which is fantastic for guest messaging, and Converse Social, which helps manage all those conversations happening on social media. These are the names you'll see out there.
And finally, let's look to the future, because this is where things get really exciting. The true evolution of this technology isn't just about getting better at answering questions. Now, the future is all about shifting from being reactive to being proactive. It's about getting to a place where we can anticipate what a guest needs, maybe even before they realize it themselves.
I want you to just imagine this for a second. What if your hotel system knew your flight was delayed, so it automatically pushed back your dinner reservation for you, and you never even had to ask? That is the ultimate goal here. That's intelligent hospitality. A system that works silently, seamlessly in the background to make every single guest stay perfect. And listen, this isn't science fiction anymore. This is exactly where our industry is heading. And as the next generation of hospitality leaders, you are the ones who are going to make this a reality.